Hey guys, how you guys been doing? Welcome back to our newest Pokemon XY Wi-Fi Bell. Today we got ourselves a match against a special passerby that really took me by surprise. This guy is good, he's very competitive, and just based around his team, very dangerous team, a very frightening team to look at. And just going into this match, I was like, how should I go against this guy, because it's clear that no mistake shall be tolerated. But I lead with Golbat. Already mistake number one. I was expecting him to lead with T-Tar. Just looking at his team, he's probably gonna try to put up the rocks. But then again, I start to realize maybe he doesn't have it, because he's got Zato to bounce them back. Unfortunately, Golbat is gonna need to go. Just looking at my team, I feel like Golbat is probably the least valuable thing on my team to use, and then switch out to Noivern. He wants to play it safe. He was part Ice type after all, of course. But based on my prior experience, it can take Flamethrower if I'm not Specs. But then again, why would he even risk if he does have this Blissey? I could have still U-turn, but as long as he does have that Blissey Edge-Slash core, I'm in a huge disadvantage, because the Raptor is choiced and I'm gonna need to lock myself into something. Not to mention that Edge-Slash kinda hard checks Staraptor as long as it is in defensive form. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm definitely gonna need to break one of these two. So what I'm gonna try to do here is, first I'm gonna switch out to my Thunderous, expecting him to go for the T-Wave, kinda hoping he's got T-Wave, but unfortunately he's got Poison. Now I did fully realize he's probably a Poison Stall, so I did Nasty Plot, and then after that I did go for the Focus Blast, really coming down close to just one-shot it with the help of Life Orb. This is quite incredible. I would have not been surprised if this was max damage, but I was not expecting to do that tremendous amount of damage, especially after seeing how little Draco Meteor did, that Steel Stab coming down from Noivern. It really shows that Noivern isn't as powerful as one would expect. We tend to overestimate its power, or at least I do, and sometimes it does an incredible amount, and the other times it just doesn't do much, and I'm really surprised by his performance. It's sorta strange. But T-Bolt on the switch, ladies and gentlemen, I know he's gonna do that, and we managed to take down probably biggest threat yet, because Edge-Slash, part Ghost typing as well as Steel. Looking at my team, I only have few things that can hit it, but outside of that, that would have been a very big threat, because how well it performs with Blissey. Of course, he was kinda expecting the Focus Blast there. Anyways, on the double down, I switch out to my fastest Pokemon as well as he does, but unfortunately, I guess he wasn't thinking I'm Scarf. Maybe he was thinking I'm over predict. Not to mention, if I go for the U-turn, he's part Dark, as well as if I go for the Close Combat, he's already part Dark. So I guess he couldn't really risk the switch out, especially if I do over predict, just as I did with T-Bolt back there. And after that, T-Tar comes in. Now, because I was of course choiced, I was locked into Brave Bird, I cannot really do much against T-Tar. I had to switch out. Salamence, unfortunately, is really not gonna be doing me much, so I decided to sack it. I don't really have the Earthquake, so I cannot really hit T-Tar all that hard outside of Dragon Claw, but I was Life Orb, so I guess there could have been some use, but I kind of feel other things are probably going to be a little bit more useful than Salamence. I guess I should have sacked Noivern now that I think about it, but what's done is done. I did U-turn expecting him to predict me to go for the Close Combat. The way I brought in my Staraptor against T-Tar, it pretty much screams Close Combat. I know this guy's competitive, so he's gonna see it coming, and he did switch out to Zato. Now, because I did predict this Tyranitar, of course, coming in, I just go for the direct U-turn after going for the Sword Dance. This is actually a Sword Dance Acrobatics. The reason I'm using this is because I kind of felt that Brave Bird is strong, but Acrobatics is already quite strong, and if you're not really running Choice Band, I feel like that little damage difference that is there, I don't feel it's really worth all the recoil that you're gonna be getting. I don't know, I feel like it performs decently well. It already performs really good, so I really can't complain. I already have a Brave Bird Pokemon over here, so don't want to be spamming those too much. Talking about some crazy stuff, unfortunately I did go for the Close Combat here, which was great, but unfortunately for him, I guess he was expecting me to go for the U-turn, but that's not what I was planning on doing. I know for a fact he's probably not going to switch out Zato now, the way I played back before with the U-turn. He's probably just going to stay in, and that's exactly what he did. So after that, Talonflame comes in. I do sponge the Psychic. I was not expecting him to be Life Orb. The reason this is because, of course, again, those things bounce back the rocks, those things bounce back the, the good old status effects and so forth. So again, I guess that's the reason he didn't have the rock type Stealth Rocks on his T-Tar, as well as maybe his Garchomp has the rocks, but the way I was playing here, he didn't really have too many opportunities to kind of brought him in. So we definitely gonna have that one in mind, but the way this game is playing right now, rocks are probably not gonna be the biggest issue, just because of how it's really coming down close right now. Still, I did switch out to my Raptor. He's gonna go for the Toxic, he's gonna protect. After that, I'm just gonna go for Close Combat. I cannot over predict. I feel like if I over predict, this is gonna be huge, and my opponent is probably gonna see it coming. He could have switched out to Garchomp, but he's probably not gonna appreciate taking the Close Combat like that on the switch. So he can still switch in freely and be at full HP, which is probably going to be a little bit more valuable than just coming in and taking the move. But then again, Blissey could have been a very good Pokemon for draining my soul when you actually consider the Talonflame, recall with a Flare Blitz. Still, I switch out to my Talonflame. The reason I did this is because, well, it could have Close Combat, but I'm pretty sure Close Combat with the combination of Acrobatics is going to do less than Brave Bird coming down from Reckless. And that's exactly what I do, but unfortunately Mega Garchomp pretty much revealed its true bulk, and he didn't really took that too well, to be perfectly honest. That is very, very strong. I'm really pleasantly surprised by the performance of my team and how we played. I feel like I did my best, but at the end of the day it was just too much, and we still came close, ladies and gentlemen. We still came close. I was quite surprised, but again, if his Garchomp was one of those Pokebang Japan 5th generation Garchomps, they could still run Stealth Rocks, and they do possess the bulk. And maybe his T-Tar has something different, maybe even Dragon Dance, who knows, I can't really say. Hope you guys have enjoyed this match and the whole design around it. I would really appreciate if you guys could take a second and like this video. Thank you very much guys for your continued support, and until the next one, take care, peace.